Hi everyone, welcome back. I haven't updated in just over a week because I've been doing a lot of administration on this last project, and that project is basically like taking pictures of groups or interesting people in my local area, which is Hastings in East Sussex in the UK. And the idea behind that project is to kind of chronicle and document interesting things, interesting groups and strange cultural practices that are happening here that sort of are just taken for granted. Part of the hard work of that has been to try and wrangle these groups and try and get dates when I can see them, and working with a couple of other collaborators obviously complicates things as well. But I'd also like to talk about some of the influences that I've had behind this and some of the really great projects, collaborative and uncollaborative, that have inspired this project. And obviously for me, Martin Parr is one of my big influences. I really love his like seaside photography, especially from the 80s. I think that was an amazing body of work. I think what that says about Britain at the time under Thatcher and the nature of like the working class in England is really fascinating. I thought he picked a really wonderful location to do that in. And I thought those photos were kind of, although they sort of border on the grotesque, they're also really honest. There's something wonderful about that. And another person whose work I thought was brilliant, and a collaboration actually that I thought was great, was the collaboration in Mongolia between Gem Fletcher and Ken Hermann. And that, I think, is one of the best pieces of photography I've ever seen. And essentially the idea behind that is that they went to Mongolia and they took pictures of wrestlers training on the steppe, on the Mongolian steppe. And it's one of the most searingly honest, brilliantly caught pieces of work that I've seen. And it's documentary, but it's also got this real energy and vivacity. I think documentary more from Ken Hermann, and the vivacity and the art direction from Gem Fletcher. And I thought those two working together in collaboration created something really genuinely interesting. And so having seen that, because I'm going to pop these pictures up on the video, that's sort of what I'm aiming for. It's not going to be quite the same, I think, because there's going to have to be a nature of being quite static with some of these images. Some of these groups are really large, some of them are really small, so I think scaling is going to be a weird issue here, and I'm not necessarily going to be able to do it all in the studio or with a coherent background, so I think that might be an issue. But as much as possible, the way that those portraits have been done in the past by these other people, very recently in the case of Bokh, the Mongolian steppe photos, I think that that's something that I want to replicate, that kind of consistency. So we'll see how that works. And I'm going to start sharing some of my images as we go along and start taking them, probably in their rawer form, honestly, not their final format. In the meantime, please make sure you give me a subscribe below. Follow me on Twitter at JamesLNB. I'm also on Instagram. I very occasionally post there as well, like some of my work from like work, some of my pictures from other gigs I do. And maybe it's worth taking a look if you're interested in the south coast of the UK as well. So give me a follow there, give me a subscribe here, and let me know what you think of the videos below. Bye!